Just I'll pass you on to Polo.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Manchester for this exhibition game in the middle of the European qualifiers for the Under-17 LEN Championships. We have a special for you this afternoon, the first time since 2014, England versus Scotland. Prior to the match, my colleague Jerome is down poolside with Mr. Ian Elliott. Over to you, Jerome.
Thank you, and welcome to this showpiece game between the England senior team and the Scottish senior team here at the East Manchester Leisure Centre. Before we start, I have a few questions for Ian Elliott, the chairman of the England Water Polo Management Group. Hi Ian.
Jerry.
After 2 years in your post as chair of the Water Polo Management Group, what would you describe as the group's most significant achievements here?
Well, when I came into post, the sport was fragmented. There's lots of water polo going on, lots of good things going on in water polo, lots of good people, but there isn't the leadership. The Water Polo Management Group has given leadership to the sport. It's brought together lots of the volunteers in the community. As you can see around you, lots of volunteers working together here. We have strategic programs in place now for the development of polo. This includes events such as the EU Nations that we've recently been to. We've had a lot of success in bringing this together. We've got the funding behind it over the last 2 years to allow these programs to exist and to develop.
And obviously with this LEN event here at this fantastic stadium, it's some achievements. I mean, 6 great achievements there for the sport. Now, we've been enjoying a highly competitive showpiece water polo tournament here in Manchester. What can the water polo community in England look forward to in the next few months?
Well, post this LEN event here, there's the EU Nations for the senior men and women. Obviously, our English juniors just returned from the EU Nations for women and men. The women won the event at the first attempt, and the men were second, runners up to South Africa. I'm not sure how South Africa are in the EU Nations, but going forward, the men are off to Poland next week to compete for the first time as in a senior competition, and the women travel later on in the summer. Our big achievement this year as well is getting a team into the World University Games. So we have a team of women and men who are travelling to Taipei to compete on the Great Britain banner in what is the second biggest competition in all sports in the world behind the Olympics.
Well, that's a lot of work going on behind the scenes there. So, given how much has been achieved to date, are you optimistic about the future of water polo in England?
Well, look around you, look at all the people on the balcony, look at all the people on the poolside who have all volunteered to be here today and to host this event. Look at the people behind the scenes that generate the water polo programs. So yes, optimistic that the programs are there and can be developed. But it all needs financing. As we're all aware in the water polo community, the recent bid by the ASA or Swim England as an outcall for money from Sport England resulted in a £100,000 parachute payment. That isn't enough to run the sport. It's not enough to run the sport on anything other than the very short term.
So that sounds like a familiar struggle for the sport, and given the problems the sport faces with now no funding, what do you see as leader of the sport in England, and what do you plan to do?
Well, we need to know what Swim England's ambitions are. What are their ambitions in the short term? What are their ambitions in the long term for the programmes? We have strategies in place which are costed and have been delivered up until the 1st of April this year. Going forward, we have no money, and without money, strategies and programmes cannot be delivered. So the sport needs financially.
So there we have it. The words from the England Water Polo Management Group are: we have a healthy sport that continues to make waves, but ultimately the future requires a commitment to funding by our governing body. To start the presentations, I'm going to send you back up to Paul, high up in the stands.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? Introducing to the poolside, in the white caps, England! And an opponent in the blue caps, Scotland! Ladies and gentlemen, please be upstanding for the national anthem of Scotland. Please remain upstanding for the national anthem of England. Number 1, Bojan Donevsky. Number 2, James Stovey. Number 3, Josh Brown. Number 4, Chris Campbell. Number 5, and captain, Nielsen Rutherford. Number 6, Ben Scott. Number 7, Ed Grundy. Number 8, James Melville. Number 10, Matthew Crichton. Number 11, Mario Alvarez Martinez. Number 12, Alistair Campbell. And number 13, Fraser Rutherford. They are coached by Raymond Valvona and David Baxter.
And welcoming the team from England in white. In number 1, Philippine Bird. Number 2, Dan Paddock. Number 3, Aaron Winstanley. Number 4, Elliot Kelly. Number 5, Will Racer. Number 6, Jordan Elliott. Number 7, Lewis Daly. Number 8, Joel Later. Number 9, Alex Gaylord. Number 10, Tom Reed. Number 11, Ben Tinkler Davis. Number 12, Addison Brown. Number 13, Peter Drake. And the coach there is Tim Dunsby, assistant coach Joe Regan. The referees for this game are Mr. Andy Allen and Mr. Max Gerasimov.
Gentlemen, please exchange your pennants, shake hands, and prepare for the game.
Now is there an English crowd here in the audience?
No, I don't think there is.
Is there a Scottish crowd here in the audience? I heard a couple.
And right in front of us, Jerome.
I
The nice little Scotland
I
section.
know there's 3, sorry. Put the hands up now so I can count them.
We'll be back.
This is a fantastic opportunity for both sets of teams for this game to play in front of such a large crowd in Britain. It doesn't happen all that often. Absolutely. It should be a great spectacle event and we're really looking forward to it. The England team obviously being made up of a completely new set of guys that are all getting new caps. None of them have played in the senior national team, the England team before, so it should be a great spectacle. And in terms of the Scotland teams, there's also several new caps. There's a nice blend of experience and youth coming up this team. Some of the team were just missed out on the under-17 GB team that we're watching this week. A couple of guys missing that could be down here through injury and illness. That will make a difference, but it's a nice blend in Scotland to fall with them. Mostly, they've all played in the British Championship this year. That's a massive thing for them.
I think it'll be interesting to see how this game goes. Paul, what are the Scottish tactics, do you think?
Those tactics will change today with the pull-out of one of the centre forwards through illness. But I think we'll see an up-tempo game. Scotland, we don't have the biggest players physically. We've watched other teams this week, Israel, and we've seen the Lithuanians. They're not physically the biggest for the competition, but they've got speed, they've got technique, and they've got aggression. You know, Scotland comes to England, we do not want to lose. We're the little neighbour. It's ironic, we're in Manchester.
I love the way you're calling yourself the little neighbour standing next to me, Paul.
No comeback for that, Joe.
Oh, 1-0. England.
It's lost for words, it's lost for words.
We'll not talk about here today then.
Here today, gone tomorrow. For all of you out there, it's the future prospect.
So how will this young England team come together? We were talking about new caps. They've all got new caps. What do you expect from today?
Well, I should imagine that they will come out. They're all keen to represent their country, as anyone would be. They're experienced in the sense of international water polo, but just not at this level. So playing against some of the experience in the Scottish team, it'll be really, really interesting to see how they hurry up, how they gel as a team. They've had some training sets together, obviously, coming into this. But it is a developing team. It's the start of something fresh. And as Ian Elliott was saying earlier on, you know, we're supporting them from the grassroots. At the moment, unfortunately, and it's the same with many minority sports, the support from above or the funding from above isn't quite there to allow them total preparation, but the grassroots support from the parents, from the support from the volunteers that are involved here is always there, and I think that's fantastic within the water polo community, and it goes through threads of many of the teams that are here at this 10th European Athletics competition as well.
It's a fantastic warm-up game for us in the stand here as well for ahead of the main event tonight. 5:30. GB looking to maintain that perfect record they've got so far. Last night's one-goal victory that they had over Israel. 0.1 seconds on the clock. Ironically, the winning goal scored by a Scotsman. However, you know, what do you think is going to happen tonight, Jerome?
Well, I'm not sure that the Scotsman will get a winning goal tonight. I think you may find that they'll be struggling to, get that winning goal, but you never know. It could be a very, very tight contest, and that's what we're looking for. We're looking for a spectacle. We're looking for the crowd to get behind their team, and yes, we're going to have, a good game on the hands. So it seems like the referees are getting prepared, ready for this game. If the Scottish and the English team would please clear the water so that you're ready to start with your starting sevens, that would be fantastic. And Mr. Andy Allen about to kick this game off. England get the swim off. Joel Elliott and Lewis Daly playing it between themselves, trying to find the centre forward. Jordan Elliott, Scottish playing a good drop back to be able to get that ball under and get possession, come away for their first attack of the game.
I think already there I talked before about the Scottish team. It's going to be a lot about movement, intensity, and already there that ball went straight and there was two men straight back, even though they were playing a drop.
And again, a strong play there as well. It reflected on the other side with the English defence coming back to make sure they try and make that steal away from the left-handed kick there from Scotland.
Very composed start here from England, just looking to work the ball on the outside between Joel Elliott and Alex Gaywood before they get the clock down towards 3 seconds. They have to then dump it. That's some good defence there by Scotland.
That's great defence, and Scotland going away on the break there. And Sam Van looking over his shoulder, able to make the interception, playing it back to Peter Pickford.
Fantastic save now by the wall, Bojan Danevski. Bojan was the backbone of the bronze medal that Scotland unexpectedly won at the Commonwealth Championships 2014. Also a major part of Portobello winning the British Champs 2012. Fantastic goalkeeper.
Once again, Joel Elliott trying to find and stop Jordan Elliott, but Scotland playing a good drop there, and the ball not really getting enough time to be placed so that Jordan's got any time with it. So Scotland away on attack on the right hand side of this ball. Best team for Davis doing a great job there for England, showing his hands, making sure that the referee can't have an opportunity to get a decision on it. Being held there by Alex Gaywood, dropping back in onto it.
Well, it was just a little bit flat, skipped off the water, just out of the reach of Josh Brown. Just need to kick up higher, place that ball in the water for them.
You can see Scotland playing a drop off 2 and 3 at the minute, and a long shot coming in, but once again, Bojan Danevski able to just get his fingers to it so it hits off that crossbar and post, goes out for the corner. A bit of loose handing there by England at the top. Scotland playing the drop off the three, but they get the ball into Jordan Elliott. Gets the turn. And he gets the turn, he gets position. And it's the first exclusion of the game.
Drop there,
up to England.
drop there from Scotland just wasn't quite quick enough. Chris Campbell was quite sweaty, he was just too slow. Came over the shoulder of Jordan Elliott, who's a big, strong centre forward, really hard to move.
Great little bit of movement there, great work. The English team put it to the left-hand side and then were able to see the opportunity where there was a 2-on-3 on the right-hand side between the triangle and Joel Dayton playing it onto the hand of getting it to Jordan Elliott and the penalty call. Jordan is obviously a student at Manchester Metropolitan University.
Who coaches there?
They've got a bald-headed coach who's on the commentary box.
Watching for Scotland during that break there. Fraser Rutherford comes in at centre forward, provides a little bit of a different threat to Josh Brown.
Yeah, you saw there England pushing up the Scottish team up to around about the 4 or 5 metre mark, and perhaps, you know, the Scottish team just need to push down to that 2 metre and set down there a little bit. England trying to push them out. It's obviously a tactic being set down by the early assistant, Tim Dunsby as the coach.
Let's get a bit ahead of yourself there, John. Here's tonight. It's essential though that Scotland don't let this game get away from them. Can't get any more than 2 goals behind. If we're 2 goals behind, we're still in the game. That fighting spirit that we have will see us through.
So you've got, again, strong experience there of Fraser, coming through, Fraser Rutherford. You know, being able to hold off his man, shrug off his man, still get the turn, get the left-handed shot away. But he's being pressed out by a strong defensive pitman, John Layton, and he's been pushed out to that 5 metre mark. Unless he can kind of like make inches into that 5 metre zone, it could be quite long shots all night. Lewis Jaley just taking that long shot with the possession clock running down for England. Yeah, slightly moving forward there, wasn't it, by Ed Grundy on that 5 metre foul. And we've seen that actually through the LEN tournament as well, where once someone has claimed a 5 metre foul or been able to achieve it, they just put a little bit of movement in. If the referees are wise to it, they're not going to give it, are they?
No, and the ruling is that you've got to take a shot with undue delay. Now moving forward, that's fantastic set there by Paul.
It was a fantastic turn by Jordan Elliott.
Well racing it. But you've got to take a shot without undue delay. If you move forward, you're gaining an unfair advantage. Therefore, the referee's going to turn you around every time.
Strong defence there by Dan Padden, using his leg strength to get up and out of the water, not making contact and making that steal. Dan Padden's also a student at Manchester Metropolitan University.
You're not recruiting for next season, are you, General?
Anyone out there?
then attack what we've seen from Scotland. Those people that watch water polo in the UK, we've seen a lot of what happens with teams with Caledonia and Portobello in the British Championships. We run similar plays. Coach Raymond Valbona, obviously the sign. One goal down, he's got a timeout to use. Timeout taken. Few tweets still coming in since the game started. From at Les T5, good luck to Jordan team. And then you score first goal scored by our very own Jordan Elliott, as reminded by Jerome. Paul Dudley, at Paul Duds, great to see Fraser Nielsen Rutherford still playing for Scotland water polo. He's given a huge amount of support off the border.
So after that timeout, what's going to happen here? What is Scotland going to do? What's going to be their tactic?
Without giving too much away, I think we'll see what we've seen a lot this week. We're going to see a second bit roll in. Ball needs to go the correct way though. Exclusion there for Dan Padden, just going over the head of Alistair Campbell. Any contact with the head generally results in an exclusion. Scotland with a man-up opportunity.
Grundy fires in from the top of the arm, from the top of the man up, moving across to his right and shooting to the right hand side. Lovely goal, strong position.
Great example there from Ed Grundy. Everything was pulled round to the right hand side. The ball was taken in by Mario Alvarez. Alistair Campbell came round as well. Ed Grundy was coming round, nobody came out to him, so he shot. That was a pre-planned play. The ball should have gone left, but nobody came, scored the goal.
So we're into the last minute of this first quarter. And the ball getting in, getting Norton put into Jordan Elliott in the pin, and he's able to draw the major. Clock still running down.
Really strong play there by Jordan. Really kept up, and something we've not seen from some of the youngsters that are here this week is when that ball goes in, that's when he starts working. That's when the real effort happens. Really well played.
The ball's into Dan Padley, and he's just a little bit too low in the water, sitting in the water. He's not on top of his legs. He didn't come out high enough for that. It was a quick turn, but it came off that right hand post to bounce down, and Scotland in possession with 21 seconds left on the clock. Josh Brown ain't been able to pull the major at the end of that play. Scotland looking at the clock. And they hand possession back to England just at the tail end of that quarter. After the first quarter then, it is England 1, Scotland 1.
And it's as we talked about, Jerome, it's a very, very tight game. It's not going to be any more than a couple of goals in this either way.
And as we said before the game started, I mean, the mix on the Scottish team of that experience, plus also the youth, is really, really key, isn't it? Because the experience, you can learn so much of that experience, and it sets a really, really strong spine from which you can then play off. With the England team, they're all knitting together, they're all finding out about each other, and it may pan out that way that, you know, it's very easy to be in the game.
Key point when it comes to the experience of Scotland have though is now Nielsen Rutherford, number 5, is on two majors in the first period. He's the major centre defender for Scotland. That's going to make it difficult going forward. His two majors that he's got to be very careful. Don't want to lose him when it comes to the crunch point later on in the game.
Max Gerasimov showing his ball skills there, just making that ball up. It looks like he's an ex-basketball player, if you ask me. Guys getting ready, going back to their lines, going back to their goal lines, ready to start his second period. Here we go, start of quarter two.
Just like the score, that's 1-1.
1-1 in the score, 1-1 in the pool. Now strong press here being played by England, pushing people out, trying to get them out to the 5-metre mark, and it's the ball's coming to Josh Brown there, and Elliot Kelly not being able to control it, just getting a little bit of a clash of arms. He's in the he's off to the side for 20 seconds. England playing man down at the beginning of the second quarter.
And that's his second major as well in this game, so already centre backs are getting well into the major count, making it more difficult.
Nice little interception there by Addison Brown, but not able to get the possession, and it goes out, so it's effectively intentional, which means it's a corner. But Addison Brown again comes up, puts the block in, and is able to retrieve the ball this time, and England get the possession. Long ball over, wing to wing. Going up to Dan Padden, back to Addison Brown. Trying to find the space. Can he see the pit? Can't see the pit because the Scots are playing a strong drop off the top. Dan Padden takes an opportunity from the top as the time drops down.
Really good defence there from Scotland, dropping off all positions 2, 3 and 4, which prevented England. They didn't really get, we saw that forest of hands again. So that Dan Padden, when he had the ball, all he could see was Scottish hands and then the wall behind him.
That's not enough movement really to break down that drop. The drop's there, you can see it, you can't play to the pit. How are you going to break it down? That's the question. And we're not seeing like the English team breaking it down at the minute. Peter Pickford putting in a good save there to be able to make sure the Scotland don't go after head.
Again, we're down to 10 seconds. There's still not a lot of movement from the England team. And when it is, it's just short movements, not really moving the defence around.
And that second pitch just coming in without actually any clearance is a little bit less effective, really. I mean, ideally you'd have a drive from 2, driving across to the left-hand wing to be able to create some sort of space so that second pitch can come in and the ball back can actually be delivered. Without that sort of drive across, you know, you're still trying to get down through a drop.
Goal for Scotland! Campbell to Campbell, that is something in Scotland we see quite a lot with Caledonia.
Probably think quite a lot of that Campbell, don't you?
Normally 3 of them, that's a nightmare. So what we saw there was the movement, the speed at which Scotland broke, got the ball down the right, that long floated past the far side. Ali had broken off his defender. Chris aware of it, it's almost telepathic. Just drops it in. Scotland up 2-1. Come on!
Come on, England, let's go!
See, you go 1 up and it silences the crowd. There we go.
Scotland still playing a a little bit low off the top three players and playing tight on the wings. Ball's not being able to, you can't get the pick, you can't access the pick. Where's it coming from? Adson's now working hard there to retrieve that ball and make something of nothing. He did a great job of being able to flick it over. Where's Donetski's head to bring the scores? 2 goals England, 2 goals Scotland.
One thing we've seen with the couple of players missing for Scotland already, Fraser Rutherford is defending the pit. Now, those of the people that know Fraser, defending is not his strongest point. He is a centre forward that is very, very good centre forward, but when it comes to defending, I don't think he enjoys it as much as his brother, who's a fantastic pit defender, but because those two measures onto Nielsen, it's forced him forward.
They're using that spine experience, aren't they? But they've had to turn around the play so that it allows Nielsen to kind of stay in with that experience. Because if he got his third major, he'd not be able to take any more part of this game, which could be quite a loss to Scotland.
Oh, it'd be a massive loss if he was to go out.
Joel Lane having an opportunity shot there. His technique is such that he can done it just by a shrug of the shoulders. He worked out in Croatia last year for a few months and played with the team over there, and a lot of his skills came and developed from there. He honed his skills out there and he's come back and he's looking at a good part of the shooter there.
Time out called there by England coach Tim Dunsby. Major foul called against Fraser Rutherford. I think he might have just wanted rest. Interesting now, 3 minutes 41 left on the clock. England still drawing. Opportunity to take the lead here, Jerome. What do you think they'll call?
Yeah, interesting opportunity. You know, they'll possibly, who knows, we haven't really seen them enough as a team, but you'd imagine that they'll start off with a 4-2, and then are they going to put it to a 3-3, are they going to try and get one of the post pops out? Who knows, without giving too much away.
I think they'll try and pull a post out. I think that is where it'll try and come from. Scotland have gone for pace in their defence, hoping for a steal, and then they're off with the two Campbells on the top, Alistair and Chris. Head coming up right behind them. I think if we get a steal, they're away. That's what they're looking for.
Here we go. England man up. Bit loose, bit to win ball there. Lewis Daly brings it back into play. John Lane on the ball. Looking for where the pass is. Takes it to the left hander, Lewis Daly.
That's a great block there. Cross block there by number 7, Ed Grundy. He saw what was happening. That centre man is so important on that cross block. The centre man does not want to move too much. He needs to stay still. Got his hand up, great block, and Scotland win the counter attack.
Tom Breed came from that left hand wing to come out into the space to get that and put the shot away, but it wasn't enough really to trouble Boyan in the Scottish net.
Move the ball.
Once again, the Scots are playing with a drop from 2 and 3, and it's a fairly static job. They're not going to the guys coming in from the arc, but it's working, and the reason it's working is because England still are looking to break it down. They're not driving through. They're taking the shot from the top. It's one way of doing it, but you're not moving the goalkeeper. You're not creating space.
Yeah, it's very static in attack for England. I think Scotland have maybe seen that the shots, they're managing to funnel the shots straight at goal. Boyan's not having to move at all, the shots are coming straight on, but England, they've got to drive. We saw it last night from the GB team, where we were saying over and over again, we think they need to drive, and for England to get ahead in this game, they need to do the same today. Or not, hopefully.
Well, there's good movement in Scotland. Again, from 2 and 3, they're playing a little bit lower, so the ball there's no sight of the goal really. But once again, we're playing that shot from the top. It's exactly the same as at the end of the last attack, where the shot came from the top, there wasn't movement, and that's kind of a little bit easy for Boyan at the moment in the Scottish net.
Yeah, there's no need for them to drive out towards the shooter if he's on 8 metres with both goals. He's a top goalkeeper.
Good work there from Will Rayson, stepping back to get on to Chris Campbell's back there to put him under pressure on the shot, and force the shot wide.
5-on-5 attack here for England. Gives them a bit more space, and there we go. A drive has happened.
That's the first drive. They haven't created the space, but what it is create space for Tom to be able to come around to the right-hand side. It gives him an angle. The goalkeeper's off-sighted a little bit. That forest of arms that you've said, is quite often there. Perhaps wasn't there on that moment, but it takes England 3 goals to 2.
It just shows when that drive happens. As soon as somebody starts driving, the defender's hands have to come down because they have to move. So there is no forest, which allows that shot to come in. As soon as you move, if it moves the defence, it makes them work, makes them think, stops the block happening.
Deforestation is terrible, isn't it, nowadays?
Ask somebody in geography.
Scottish players finding it difficult there, aren't they? Both Josh Brown and Fraser Rutherford really working hard to get into position.
Timeout call by Scotland. I think that was a fantastic call on this side. Extra man for Scotland. Timeout call by Raymond Valvona. And that's the third major there for Elliot Kelly. So in the first half, that's him done. So with about 30 seconds to go in this quarter, excellent opportunity for the Scots to take a lead into half time. We'll see a quick movement of the ball. We will see them try and swing it. Whether they swing it right or left, by having Josh Brown in as a left-hander, he sits on his right-hand post normally. He's not even in the goal. But with the different threats that they have, Paul could go to Ed Grundy on the right or the left-hand side. Excellent shooter, almost won the league with Lancaster. And you've got Josh Brown in this post, you've got Nielsen, like a salmon.
You've got a left-hander on the right post and a right-hander on the left post. Both big, strong boys, both can get out of the water.
And good players on the outside that'll be able to feed them the right pass.
And that's exactly what they were looking at, and that's exactly what they got. And it was very in there to Josh Brown, and on his left hand, it was a great ball in from the top. He turned, he got the bounce. It wasn't the best of shots. It hit the water, almost went flat, but it did go behind the line, and so Peter Pickford figured it out in his own net. That brings the scores level. England 3, Scotland 3, with 12 seconds to go of this second quarter. 6-1 seconds on the clock. Jordan Elliott works there for him. Looks for the 5-minute foul shot, takes it. Nothing in it. Time runs out and we go into half time with England 3, Scotland 3.
Woo! Never mind the players being in the restaurant, I think I'm going to need the rest soon.
So would you like to say a few words on the mic then?
No. I think you're doing a really good job.
Don't forget, folks, this is just a warm-up for tonight's main event, where we see the unbeaten GB Junior Boys team taking on Ukraine at 5:30. Ukraine came within one goal of beating Romania earlier on in a thrilling game in our first session this morning. GB Boys looking to stay undefeated. A win tonight should almost guarantee them through before tomorrow's difficult game against Romania.
Wow, they're all just scared to talk.
A few more tweets have come in whilst that first half has been played. A few tweets there from Paul Dudley. Not much between the sides at half time. 3-0, second half fitness will be a factor. All to play for. Our very own Piers Martin. England 3, Scotland 3 at half time, and the Calcutta Cup of Water Polo. MMU Sport are still here, fantastic. Half time, England versus Scotland 3-0. Exciting stuff.
I think one of the really nice things about this is that we've got, there's a spread of goals for the different players. It's not concentrated on a single player. The major count is exactly even. The scoreline is exactly even. The swim-offs have been exactly even. Now to play the deadlock.
And I would like to work out who that's going to be. I know who I hope it will be. It's all to play for. It's going to be tight, Jerome, right to the end. You're going to get excited, you might lose some more hair. Oh no, wait a minute.
I know, I'm not too worried about that.
One of the key things is going to be the fact that England number 4, Kelly, is already majored out. And it's how can Scotland manage number 5, Neilson Rutherford, to make sure he doesn't get injured now, at least not in this period. Going into the final period, yeah, maybe take a risk. There's no point risking it in this period. You've got to keep him in heading into that last one.
And Alistair Campbell able to sprint up that ball and get that ball back to Scotland so they start the game off for this second half. Scotland being pushed out a long way now. And the ball comes in, but there's great help there coming in from Dan Padden to make the steal. And they go up the ball, they've got a little bit of a counter-attack on, but Lewis Daly's held back. He's looked up again, passed it to Dan Padden, he's got a bit of space, but he's looking to set up with 15 seconds on the clock.
That was well shuffled backward defence by Scotland. Fraser was left up the pool after giving Max the Fraser look. But then they managed to shuffle back, protected him, and then got their defence set.
And I think Dave Grundy's doing a great job there for Scotland, you know, helping out the pit defender, just dropping back just enough to make a decision on the Arc players to play the ball in, whether or not to play it in. So they're hesitating, and that hesitation is costing them. Joel Lane getting caught out there. With that, Chris Campbell being able to get just inside water on him.
There it is again. A favourite of the Scotland team, especially players from Portobello. They look for that post. Fraser Rutherford, he's a special teams expert. Comes in for those man-ups, looks for the postman. England were looking for the threat. With Chris Campbell on this left-hand side, there was a massive outside shot threat. Scotland used that. Pulled the defenders out, Fraser just stepped off, scored the goal, and went up for a sub.
It was really nice to see Fraser getting out that high out of the water.
Is that him finding out the pool? Hot kettle black, I know.
So, how do England respond to this?
Already in this play, there's almost as much movement as they had in the first half.
And Scotland are playing that defensive, dropping in to make sure that ball can't come in, but England aren't looking to break it down. Yet again, they play the ball in and there's a drop in place. You need to somehow create some sort of movement to clear that space, to be able to then play it in. It's not quick enough to be able to put the ball in and play, or it needs to be pinpoint. And the passes into the pit are just not pinpoint.
And I don't think they come early enough. They're holding on to it for an extra second or so, which is allowing the Scottish defenders to know where the ball's coming in from, and to start on their drop.
Same movement again there from the 5 metre. Grundy just moving forward before he's actually taking the shot. So change of possession. England taking up the ball. Extraordinarily upset, but there's a drop in coming into him. So something needs to happen from the top of the arc to be able to make the movement, but the ball's going into a person who's already dropping. And again, you know, it's that vision and understanding that if there's a drop in place or a drop is coming back, you can't just play it into the pit. The timing needs to be fantastic on it, and it wasn't.
An exclusion there called against Aaron and Stanley on Alistair Campbell on the counter-attack. Scotland call a timeout. It's key for the Scotland momentum though. We need to keep this going, especially on this side of the pool, on the spectator side. With Alistair Campbell, Ed Grundy, they're going up and down. That's a hell of a work they're putting in, because this is our main attacking side. But then when we go into defence, they're the ones that are working the drop. So it's important that they keep this momentum up. It'll be interesting to see how Ray Valbona subs them in, gets the fresh legs on this side of the pool without potentially losing what they're giving them. In fact, on that, he's subbed out Alistair Campbell, he's put back in special teams Fraser Rutherford.
And England just making sure that they've got their 5 players in now. But in being late on that, they're rushing around to try and find position. Scotland once again looking for that side. It's what they played before. They played around the top, they drew, they looked at creating some sort of space for the left-hand side. The second time they've done it, the postman's pop, they're able to put it onto the hand, and it's a great shot there by Nielsen Rutherford.
Normally that ball will go to Fraser Rutherford, but they set him up on the other post. They set him up on the other post to try and draw that with the defence thought he was going to goal. Normally the ball follows Fraser, it exposed Nielsen to lots of space, up he came, he actually does pick up out of the water, great finish.
So first time in the game where we've got a 2-goal gap. The England players probably need a little bit of a shout out for their support.
Momentum is key in water polo. Absolutely key. Scotland have momentum at the moment, which means we've got to make sure we build on that. We saw that last night with the GB team against Israel. They got momentum towards the end, which allowed them to come back.
Ben Timber Davis there, sensibly not giving the foul away as he's going down to defend that on the right hand side, forcing the pass across, which is a little bit loose and doesn't get to his man, and Joel Layton able to collect and bring up the ball. England with 30 seconds left on their possession.
It was also a really good play by Alex Gateway, because since that ball comes across, it's very easy to come through the back of the attacker and give away a penalty, but he didn't. He held back. Scotland going the counter-attack again.
And they've got some speed in their counter-attack when they go. And Ben Timber Davis just trying to close it down now. But he comes over the top, a little bit heavy. So he's on the 22nd. Scotland, I think, probably possibly wasted that opportunity. They played the 3-on-2, but it was a bit too quick. But Peter Pickford was in position. I mean, they could have played that a little bit more and created a bit more space. Pulled Peter Pickford maybe to one post rather than allowing him. And he's got long levers. You know, he can cover that goal. He doesn't need to move much to be able to take the corners out of the post. So they may rue that later on in the game.
I think that's one of the nuances of the rules. I think the Scottish players, because the major foul was inside 5 metres, they were waiting for the referee to signal to play, which actually takes away all the advantage you gain as an attacking player by having to wait for the referee. Because it was on. 1-0, Chris Campbell over to James Scobie. He would have finished that, but they were waiting for the signal from the ref.
And Scotland really not really setting up much of a set attack here. They seem to be playing 2-2-2. Is that something that you play in the north of the border?
Well, almost was always going to go that time,
but was it a goal?
5-3. Sometimes you just got to consolidate your position, not go gung-ho. Momentum is key, and the momentum at the moment is still with Scotland. England need to find a way to break down this drop, which at the moment they're not doing. Prime example.
I think that was going to Pluto, wasn't it?
I blame his coach. Wait a minute, who's his coach? He's at MMU, is he not?
He is. He's one of the sports scholars at Manchester Metropolitan University.
Still time on the clock here for Scotland to work something. From what it looks like, Jerome, it looks like they're almost trying to consolidate. Only 1 minute 45 to go in the period. Trying to get to this end of the break, end of the period to get the break, to then freshen up again. Timeout call by Tim Dunsby allows them to do that now.
Yeah, and I'm looking down and I've seen a few players looking up and really taking some heavy breaths and trying to get their air in, because there's some people there who need a bit of fresh legs really on both sides.
Yeah, definitely. What Coach Valbona did earlier on in that period is he took a couple of the starters out, which has allowed him now to change most of the team and still keep starters in there. It's very much a team of pace. With little James Melville in there, Ali Campbell, Ben Scott. Well, there's a lot of pace in there. And you've got the physicality that Josh and Fraser give. Interesting to see what England do to try and break the defence down again.
Absolutely, and I think it'll be interesting to see if they can't break it down, how Scotland bounce back off that, because what I anticipate seeing is a mass counter-attack. Although Fraser Robinson probably won't be up there.
5-man counter-attack.
Once again, he's trying to find his outlet, and the 30-second clock is going down on him. Rounded outlet, but there's the drop there. And there we have the drive. Does that create the space? Yes, it does, because what happened, Lewis Daly moves slightly to the left. The goalie slightly offsided. Boyan Boneski couldn't see that because the arms were up, the forest of arms were up, the Scottish forest of arms. But England come back in to a 5-4 score.
Really good shot there by Lewis Daly. It came off a swim. Somebody drove across first. The defenders had to put their hands down to move. As I said earlier on, it gave them the opportunity to get that shot in, and it bounced just in front of Donevsky. They're always the hardest ones. Any goalkeeper will tell you. It's always an excuse, I think.
And that brings it back to a 1-goal game.
Just what we wanted.
Now has the momentum swung? Lewis Daly a little bit with his right hand, just getting caught there.
There's also good movement by Alistair Campbell, getting his body in the way. He couldn't quite catch the ball, but he brought it down, got his body in the way, forced Lewis to give him a major.
Scotland able to claim that corner. Alistair Campbell sends it back into play. Then King Davis making the foul on the top. Possession back to England, and they have 32 seconds left on the clock.
Scotland going for that post again, left-hand post, maybe going to the well one too many times. On this occasion, England were aware of it this time.
Lewis Daly brings the ball up. Jordan Elliott working to try and get that space in front of the pin and set himself back on that 2-metre. How are they going to break down this drop defence? Not like that.
A little bit of frustration there from Jordan Elliott, the centre forward. He's being battered in there. He's put in so much work. Nothing's coming into him. And we're seeing lobbed passes over the top again that we saw from a lot of the junior teams. We saw a lot from Lithuania earlier on. Centre forward or somebody that's driven through, kicking away that lob pass over the top. It's a difficult one for anybody to take.
And so at the end of that third period, Scotland lead England 5-4, and that was the first time, that was the first quarter, where one of the teams had had an advantage on goals. In the first 2 quarters it was 1-1, 2-2. Scotland got the edge there in that quarter, going up 2-1. So it'll be very interesting to see how the England team come out and try and confront the Scottish in the final period.
They took the chances on man up. We saw it twice in that period, where the postman on the left-hand post exploded up, got a quick ball, and Peter Pickford, it's difficult for a goalkeeper coming across, got to try and spread yourself as much as possible, but it just went past him. It'll be interesting to hear what Tim Dunsby's telling his England team to do, because from up here it looks very, very static, very static. Even now that they have started driving, the drives are still, they're not joined together. You can tell that they've only really just started this programme. Whereas the Scottish team, when they're driving, the players are taken from 2 clubs who play together regularly.
Yeah, and I think the other thing to note is, the Scots have gained the advantage essentially in that quarter on goals, but also if you look at the major count, England are committing more majors, and some of them don't need to be majors. So they've got double the major count to the Scots at the moment. So is that going to be critical and vital in the final period. I mean, does it mean Scotland aren't scoring enough of the opportunities they've got on man up? And should England be giving away that many majors?
I think the answer to both of those questions is no. Scotland are not taking enough opportunities. However, England are holding on too much. And the majors are being given. Majors are being given because the Scottish players are moving, they're swimming, they're trying to make something happen. Let's not forget, Jerome, if this is a draw, there must be a winner. So if this is a draw, we go to penalty shootout. Will there be a winner? Will there be a winner? I don't know. 5-4? Second major of the game there for Fraser Rutherford. Loving marking the pit.
Rutherford's like collecting majors, don't they?
Just that execution, just not quite there from England. When they need the handling to be perfect, that pop pass, just not quite there. Just not quite crisp enough.
Yeah, agreed, and they're doing some long passes as well over the top of that. You know, they came out to 3-3, but Scotland have gone away on a counter-attack here and made use of it with Chris Campbell firing in to the bottom left-hand corner to take the score. Take Scotland back up by 2 goals, so that the score is now 6 goals to England's 4.
Is that the goal that breaks the Camel's back though? You know, they've always been, nobody's been any more than this ahead. Momentum, I've said it already, momentum just now is with Scotland. What can England do to break that momentum?
Well, they're certainly moving up and taking an attacking position. But will they be able to break down this block? I think that's the key to it. There's a drive.
But there's a drive, the ball goes the wrong way. The ball goes away from the drive, so in fact.
But it is a goal to Polo! As the ball comes across the top. To bring it back within 1 goal on the spot, making the score 5 goals to 6.
Perfect pass into Dan Padden there. Ball stuck like glue. When you've got that ball in hand 2 yards out, sometimes it's just instinctive. Get that ball towards the goal. Difficult for the goalkeeper coming across. Really, really good finish.
Not like glue to MMU.
I just wait for that to go on the MMU Water Polo Twitter account later on.
Lewis Daly doing his jazz hands to show the referees that he's not touching it. Now he's turning. That was great work there by Chris Campbell. And looking up at it from here, I mean, I think Ben Tinker Davis could have done with helping out his defender there. But he needs to work harder to cut that space. It's a 4-on-3. It is left-hand shot, bringing them back to parity. It is now 6-all. Where's the momentum now?
This game's there for the taking, either way. Absolutely either way. I'm just looking forward to penalties. Always gets me excited.
So still a long way to go in this 4th and final period. Just inside the 6-minute mark, left to play. Nicely poised, 6 goals apiece.
Goal for Scotland!
And being ejected there, and a quick goal taken there by the strong hand of Chris Campbell. His second of the game and his second of the quarter.
I don't think there's any momentum in this game at the moment. It's just end to end. It's just a classic now. It's just exactly what you want.
They're certainly warming up here, and maybe this is the best warm-up for the crowd before the big game tonight. GBR Ukraine, the under-17 LEN water polo qualification tournament. Shot from the outside taken again from Lewis Daly with his strong left hand, but it doesn't beat Bojan Dobneski. That was a great save with Chris Campbell taking a shot, looking for his third of this quarter, third of the game. He'd been left open a little bit. But Peter Pickford put in a good save to bring England back up on the attack. The ball going. It was played in nicely there by Lewis Daly. And Addison Brown charging in towards the goal. It's pulled back. And it's a 5-metre penalty. Gordon Elliott preparing himself to get himself set. And again, it's Jordan Evans. Scoring in the bottom left-hand corner, strong bounce, coming up high. To bring the score. 7-all.
Fantastic counter-attack there from England. Held the play, got it wide, drew the man out, just held it long enough before Addison Brown was driving through on goal. Dropped it onto him. Alvarez Martinez just a little bit behind. All he did was hang his clear penalty, I'd say. And a good finish by John Elliott. Here we go again. Timeout called by Scotland.
Well, racing back there, but really probably not needing to make the movement that he made. Cost himself a major.
Yeah, I don't think that was a major reason to give away. He was on about 8 metres out. Even if Campbell did get away from him, 2 men are going to drop in, they're going to filter around their defence, but give Scotland the opportunity to get back into the lead.
So what will this wise man, the man who's lost all his hair from Scotland, be saying to his players for this man-up position? Raymond Valvona joining the Bulls club.
There'll be something score, I would imagine. I'll let you decide what something is and whether it's appropriate to be said over a tannoy.
Please don't tweet that. So England playing that down. The scores are level. We've got 4 minutes 14 on the clock. The ball is back in play. Here we go. Once again, they're looking for that post. The post pass almost went as if it should be going to a right-hander to flick it backwards. It was too far in front for Josh Brown to actually take it. He needed it a little bit further behind him, and it just wasn't there. It wasn't pinpoint precise enough. So England coming back up with their 14, 6 on 6.
Yeah, the execution just wasn't quite there again. We've talked about it from England quite a lot in this game, but at that point, Grundy did all the right things. Josh came off the post perfectly. Pass was just not quite there.
And once again, we're seeing, the ball going in by the England team, but they're not doing anything to break down that drop again. They've gone back to playing static. They're not driving across. And the Scots are doing well, which they've done all through the game. They've been able to drop back on it.
Could that be a bit of tiredness though, Jerome? This has been an intense game. We're now deep into the 4th. They starting to tire, starting to struggle to get up and down.
Absolutely, and in the same way, things like those passes which are just not quite right. They get a little bit of a deflection. There's a bit more space opening up as you know, some of the players actually take their time coming up.
The game is certainly a lot more broken at the moment. I don't know which team that will suit the most. Fraser Rutherford marking on the point, waiting for the quick counter-attack.
Yeah, I don't think shots like that. I mean, Brian Doneski is not a
Man up for Scotland.
poor goalkeeper. He's a fantastic goalkeeper. You can't take a shot like that. And then, you know, to give away the mid-off fade as well. Still on 3-on-3 on the bench at the moment. But England are coming back in numbers. They've got 5-on-5, but the Scots have now come up to make it 6-on-5.
That's a great save by Pickford there. Gives the Scots another 30 seconds on attack.
And it's 6-on-6 and
Another 30 seconds of possession for Scotland. 2 minutes to go. The longer they spend up in the England attacking area, the more likely we are to get a victory here.
yeah, absolutely. I mean, it gives you the opportunity, doesn't it? It gives you the opportunity to be able to put something in. Fraser Rutherford there, trying his little silky skills, just trying to put a little backhand, cheeky little backhand, but what it opens up is Stanley come up this right-hand side, but they don't give it Madison. He's seen it now, he's moving out of the way, but it's too late. The counter-attack is broken down. Anderson Brown is set, Will Racing set, Dan Patton's on the ball. Wasn't really anything behind that, and I think Addison is really finding it tough now to get back up into defence, which means that England are basically playing man down. They might be playing it for around about 5-10 seconds.
Penalty!
That long ball across, that's the experience that we were talking about earlier on. That's when a player can see what's going on. Nielsen Rutherford playing a long ball across the front of the goal, and he can see the players not in the right position defensively. So he's expecting something to happen, and it's a great opportunity, and Scotland have taken it. Penalty to Scotland.
Goal for Scotland!
And I would say that Ed Grundy played a fantastic shot there. Top right-hand corner, similar to the bounce. It was a strong shot from the player that has been caught out a couple of times on the 5-metre foul shot. But he certainly took his opportunity there, under that bit of pressure, to take Scotland into the lead. 8 goals to England, 7.
Match changes there by Coach Ruben Valbona, trying to freshen up with just over a minute left. This is now the time. This is it. Coach can only say so much. It's now down to the heart. Both teams. Do England have the heart in them to win this game?
I'm sure they'll have the heart of it. It's whether or not they've actually got the physicality to be able to play this.
Last minute.
So they're setting up and they've got a strong position. And it's a strong goal! Van Cannon moved to the right. He didn't go straight in on goal. He moved, which meant the goalkeeper slightly offset. And as a result of that, laid it down to the left-hand side. Strong shot. With 51 seconds to go, this is a nail-biter. At 8 goals to 8. England, Scotland.
Absolute classic here in Manchester today. An absolute classic for this capacity crowd to enjoy. 50 seconds to go. Who's going to win?
I think it's up for grabs, really. Either side can win this, it just depends. Can they break down the defence of the opposition in some way, shape or form? Or are we just going to play this out?
I don't think anybody will be playing it out. I think there's an opportunity for teams to win.
He's certainly spaced out. I mean, 2 of the Scottish boys are almost up near halfway. Most of the players are out on the 5 metres. The possession clock's running out. Ben Tinker Davis picks the ball up. They've got an attack on. 20 seconds to go. Is this England's opportunity?
Turnover ball. Scotland will have one more opportunity.
Is this the last throw of the dice? 12 seconds. Plays the ball in. Duncan working his best. For the shot. Timeout is called.
1 second to go. 1 second to go. Timeout was called with 1 second to go.
1.7. 1.9.
1 second to go. Wow, what a game we've been feeding to today, Jerome.
I think that's fantastic. You know, what a spectacle. We've had, through this game, we've had 12 scorers on the score sheet. You know, not just individuals. This isn't individual play. This is right across the board. We've had a mass of new caps. And we've had a great spectacle for both the players to be involved in, but also thank you to those that have turned up from the audience to give their support. It's great to see you out in numbers, and it's great to see you supporting in such a fantastic way.
I've not seen Ian Elliott jumping around this much in a while either. Getting overexcited.
Now, with 1.9 seconds left on the clock, what can England do?
Looks like a mass jumble. Almost like a WWE Royal Rumble.
Here we go, it's the Rumble in the Jungle! Hey!
Penalty shootout.
Congratulations to both teams thus far. What a great game, what a great spectacle. Thank you for keeping that intensity up all the way through that whole time. It was fantastic to watch, fantastic to be involved in.
It's not over though. We must get a winner. Scotland England cannot be a draw. Who's buying the drinks tonight, bro? That's what we're fighting for, you know?
So what we'll do now, we'll have a couple of minutes.
Each team picks 5 shooters. Then best of those 5. Then we go to sudden death. Same shooters over and over again.
We have had a suggestion from the Scottish crowd that it should be a dance-off as opposed to penalty shootout.
I'd love to see Peter Rutherford in a dance off. I remember when I used to referee in the British Championships, it was a punishment for the referees if there was a penalty shootout. They had to buy the wine and take out dinner. So I think we need to reenact that rule. Mine's is a red, Andy.
Just say a big thank you to the 2 referees that have come up, Andy Allen and Max Gerasimov, who've done a great job of officiating this thus far. Let's see if they can make any mistakes on the penalty shootout.
We'll point them out if they do.
We've got loads of those.
Let's not forget, folks, after this game there'll be a short break till 5:30. Then we see Team GB try and remain unbeaten when they take on Ukraine. It'll be great to have a massive crowd behind them. Full house again tonight expected. So let's remember on the penalty shout, what we see is we see the goalies switch ends from their team. The goalies will stay. Plenty of steps on the old pedometer for the referees here. And it looks like it is England to shoot first.
And Stanley stepping up
Against the wall.
strong left hand. He's able to get that first one of the game.
Stepping up for Scotland, number 4, Chris Campbell. Goal for Scotland!
The same sort of position, same sort of movement. This time to the left hand side of the goal. Sports scholar at Manchester Metropolitan University, what a shot!
We've got Chris, now we're on to Ali Campbell, stepping up for Scotland.
Pitch it out! Lewis Davies stepping up for England here. Let's go!
Go on, Paul.
Saved
by Paul, saved.
By Brian Zaleski. Lewis Davies looking to put it straight above his head, but unable to do so. The reaction from Brian was that quick to be able to get to it.
Steps up for Scotland, the youngest member of the team, Ben Scott, only just missed out on the GB team for this competition. Great shot by TJ.
That's real good composure from someone who, has been on that squad, the U17 squad, just missed out there, but that's why he was in that squad in the first place. Without those sorts of players, you haven't got a team that can come to these competitions.
John Elliott next up for England. We're 2-all.
Another Manchester Metropolitan University sports scholar.
And either way, it wouldn't have gone over.
Next up for Scotland, the special teams expert, Fraser Rutherford.
That's experience. He came out to his trumps. A little bit unusual for Fraser, but he did it.
Just that experience of knowing where the goal is every time. To be all. What time is the next game? 5:30? Keep going on.
Hurry up, people. Got the advantage back into England's camp. Is that going to be the one that takes them over the line?
That was hesitation, that was. He was shooting that way, turned.
Fifth penalty for Scotland. Stepping up, number 7, Ed Grundy.
Goal for Scotland! Brings it back to level all.
And here we go again. We're now on to sudden death penalties. We've had 5 all. We've had 5 from each team. We're 4 all. Now sudden death. Pressure on.
Just gets that through the forest of arms.
Almost fell backwards in celebration.
Now, if there isn't pressure, there is some now. But Pete Pickford, what a great save after a great event, after a great spectacle. Thank you very much to all the players, both officials, the goal judges.
And most of all, guys in the crowd, thank you very much to yourselves for coming along today, making what is the first home international between these two countries since 2014 such a great spectacle. My colleague Jerome is motoring his way downstairs, hopefully, to try and catch a chat with a few people. So in the end, England win on penalties. 5 penalties to 4. Took us up to 6 penalties in total. Let's not forget, that game was just a warm-up for later on. 5:30 start. We've got GB versus Ukraine. It'd be great to have a loud, full audience for that. Cheer on our boys as we go for the undefeated streak. And then after that, if you've still got some energy, we've got Romania versus Israel. We'll see how Romania get on after that tight game. They beat Ukraine by 1 goal earlier on.